What's up, everybody, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Yapcast podcast, where all we do is yap. I am Chris Steadman, also known as Steadman or Stead X Man, but just Steadman pretty much. And I'm with my brother Levi 850.
Damn,
Say hi, Elijah.
I mean, I was just gonna say,
My,
like, I can't even get the whole full name treatment, bruh. I guess, hello, I am just Levi 850.
Yeah, that's your name, bro. Or I could have said Levi Lord of Games. Let them know what the
Man,
acronym.
that's
mean.
just wrong. That is just factually wrong. If you search up
Okay.
Levi Lord of Games, just nothing pops up
Anymore?
ever, because it never happened. It was never a thing. Can we get into the main point of this?
Okay. So, all right, to save time because we don't have all the time in the world. But the Yapcast podcast. Anybody knows I
We
had a
got at
series
least an
called.
hour.
Oh yeah, trust me, we're gonna make it worth it. Anybody that knows, probably not that many, but I've had a series called Steadman Talks, and me and my brother often had a lot of debates and just conversations and things that we're into. If you've been following any one of our channels, you know it's mostly games, a little bit of anime and things, just our hobbies, and we like to talk a lot. That's pretty much all the background behind this podcast is. We tried to do this podcast like 2-3 years ago with everybody in this chat, but that's a story for another day. Hopefully, we can save it for the podcast. But today, just to hop into it, and as time goes on, I'm not gonna spend too much time, talking about the layout of how things go. We'll find our flow and mojo over time, but it's usually just gonna be one of us hosting it. So today, I'm gonna be doing the hosting and the topics, and next time it will be Elijah. So without further ado, that's the show, and yeah, that's what we're about to do. So just hopping into it. As of this recording, it is January 21st,
We don't
2025.
have to date the recordings, you know.
Yes, we do. Yes,
No,
we do.
we
You know why?
don't.
Because I'm about to go into it, Elijah. I'm about to shout out that it is the belated Martin Luther King Jr.'s
Yeah,
day.
see, I mean, you could have just
Isn't that
said
his
that.
birthday? Isn't his birthday? Isn't that the day? Yeah, that's his birthday, right? Or is it the day he died? I don't know. Why are you muted?
I'm
I
not
don't know.
muted. Okay, so
That's not the day he
quick
died. That can't be a day
lesson.
he died.
MLK Day is always just the third Monday of January.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I never knew
Yeah,
that. I
no,
never. So it's like
MLK.
Thanksgiving.
Well,
It's like
so
Thanksgiving.
his birthday is January 15th, and naturally that's
Okay. So
when
yeah,
the
because
third,
I was I was told that his birth. Why you laughing at me? I was told that his birthday's in January because my birthday's in January. So I
yeah.
was like, oh yeah. So
But
I
yeah, his
mean, well,
birthday is January 15th, and then MLK Day is just the third Monday because typically January the 15th would be around that third Monday. Oh wow,
yeah,
Martin Luther
well,
King's birthday is on the same day as my friend.
well, there you go. But okay, anyways, just to hop into the point. All that being said, it is 2025, the turn of 2025. We're not even a full month in yet, and I kind of wanted to go back into 2024 a little bit and get just Elijah's opinion, and I'll elaborate on mine as well on how do you think gaming went in 2024 as a whole, and also what are your thoughts? Like, what games did you go back and play? It doesn't necessarily have to be a new game that came out in 2024, but just how did you feel about 2024 as a whole when it comes to gaming? And I'll open the floor to you.
All right, so I guess I'll start first with how I felt about 2024 gaming because if we jump right into like the games I played of 2024, I'm going to expose myself hard on some stuff. So,
That's fine. That's why we're here. I
all right.
know I am. Trust me.
Actually, I'll start there because it's the shortest one. As far as games I
Okay.
played 2024, and Chris can attest for most of these. Well, actually, no, because I forgot. I low key forgot about, like, I don't know about you, but the first half of 2024 is like a blur to me. I don't remember half of the shit that happened. I know for certain last year, like, some games I can throw at you that I mean, automatically, I play these games every year. Valorant, Minecraft, you had actually those are the only ones. Knockout City before it went down.
Knockout City went out last year. I thought
I'm
that went
pretty
out
sure. Was it
2023.
2023? It was 2023. I was gonna make a video about
Yeah,
it this year.
crazy that time went by that fast.
I
I
know
remember
it,
when
it
it
feels
got
like
shut
just
down.
yesterday. But yeah, and you have the usuals like that: Smash Bros. Street Fighter 6, Tekken. Finally got
You got into
Tekken.
that, right?
Yep.
Fighting games, you
Got
got
into
back
Guilty
into
Gear
it.
too. Actually, I actually like sat down, played Guilty Gear. Of course, we had the little KI Spark as well, the greatest fighting game out right now, by the way, in my personal opinion. But if we're just talking the more like sit down and play, Chris was there. I played Luigi's Mansion again. I finally went back and beat that because that's a
All right.
game I used to play as a child. But I'm not gonna go too far into detail because that's definitely gonna be an episode later. But you had Luigi's Mansion. I completed my 120 run on Super Mario 64, which
Oh God.
I'm happy, but I'm also
That
sad.
was early. That's early this year though, so it still counts as like kind of 2024.
What? Oh yeah,
That was
well
like
yeah,
yeah.
technically I
But yeah, you've been doing it for so long though. It
yeah.
count. You did most of your work probably last year, to be
Yeah, same
honest.
thing with like Sonic Colors. Like I literally finished the rest of Sonic Colors in a little under an hour. So I would count those two. Went back and beat them. I think that's all the solo player games I played last year. I'm not gonna hold.
You forgetting one.
I'm
Your most
forgetting one.
popular channel on your most popular
Oh
video on
yeah,
your
oh
channel,
yeah. I was
Undertale.
actually gonna talk about that one, Undertale, because I guess I can spoil it here, but I'm actually going to be playing Deltarune in February again because the Undertale demand was there, and like a lot of people wanted me to try out some other stuff, and so I said, you know what, this has been pretty successful. Next year, I'll give Deltarune a go. So I'm gonna be playing through Deltarune's Chapter 1 and 2 this coming up February, but. I'm trying to. I feel like no. I was gonna do some other games, but I couldn't like pinpoint which solo player game I wanted to do next. Because at first I was gonna do like one solo player game a month, but I could never pinpoint which one. Because I know Final Fantasy. That's why I haven't played that one. By the way, I was planning to actually stream Final Fantasy 7, but
FF7.
then yeah, I also had Cupheads. I had Sonic
I will
Mania.
say this: if only thing about I will say about FF7, especially for somebody like you, because I know and I saw your Undertale video. If you don't mind crying, record it. But I think you would definitely cry playing FF7. Matter of fact, I know I will put money on it. You could try not to cry. You probably still would cry. You don't have an option
Mm.
if you actually play the game. It's that good, and not just at the obvious scene that everybody know. No, you would probably cry when they rolled the credits. It's such a beautiful game. I'm gonna get to it when I go into my stuff. But yeah,
I have to
continue.
see. But yeah, those are like the game, and of course you have rivals. Of course you have
Ha!
rivals.
The end of the year goat. What are you talking
But
about? The game?
but
Yeah.
we'll get into rivals if you guys
We'll
have
get
been
it.
keeping
Rivals
up
gets
to
its
all
own.
my
No,
stuff.
no, 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 no. Rivals gets its own section today.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
We'll definitely go into that one because that is a big one. But moving
Right.
on from that, as far as just gaming as a whole last year, honestly, without a doubt, undeniably one of the greatest years of gaming. I mean, we could just take it category by category. If we're looking at single player, we had Astrobot, you had Stellar Blade, you had Wukong, you had Hellblade, Silent Hill 2, Rebirth, just all these amazing games. Elden Ring DLC, because I guess I'll go ahead and throw that one out. But you had all these amazing single player games.
Metaphor. You had
Yep, Metaphor, Refantasia.
Animal Well, Balatro. It was a lot of games. A lot of games that came out
And
2024.
not just a lot of games, a lot of like well crafted, well thought out, just beautiful, beautiful games. And I'm trying to see because this one, I think it came out 2023. I don't want to misquote real quick. Okay, yeah, it did
Yeah.
come out 2023. I was thinking about Lethal, but Lethal came out 2023,
You know,
late 2023.
that's really. I thought that was 2024.
I thought so too. But anyways, so yeah, single player there was a lot to do, and it's not like other years where there's been a lot to do, but not necessarily good things to do. This was a lot to do, and I can't really say that much of those games that I just named were just bad games. Like even if they
Right.
weren't necessarily the best, they still had something to offer at the end of the day.
Right,
And
and those are
then
just the single player games
yeah,
too. That's
they'll,
not even including like Helldivers
oh,
2.
I was gonna
That's
get
not
into that.
including like all the other like just good. I mean, it's like even smaller indie games like Chain Together, which is a rage game, but I mean, games like that are important in the industry. I feel like
Oh yeah, very.
so.
They
Yeah,
are
I
what
feel like
makes
last year
Steam.
was a
Indie
productive
games
year.
are Steam basically.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So, yeah.
Fighting games went crazy.
Oh, I was about to get into that. I mean, come on. We got Marvel back, baby. MVC Arcade Fighting Classics. MVC 1 and 2 on the go. Marvel Superheroes on the go. X-Men Children of Adam on
Right.
the go.
And the
Like,
thing is about these things is like this is something like me and Josh like I would joke about. Elijah, I went back and looked at one of my if you go back and look at one of my earliest videos when I was playing Fall Guys. I remember people don't know how long we've been following this, and this is just us. Imagine people that's been following this for like 20 years. But
exactly.
I remember when we was in dual enrollment classes, and I forgot that lady's name. Our history teacher.
We probably
I
shouldn't dox their name like that.
probably shouldn't, but I remember you you sent me an article, and it was like Marvel coming back question mark, and it was like rumors, and this is like 2021, but that ended up being the arcade one up, and I
Yep.
remember being excited for the arcade one up because I was like, this is probably the closest we're ever gonna get, but in my head I was like, if they could do this on an arcade one up, there's no way they can't do this on consoles. But at that time, it was like that's the best we're gonna get if MVC2 coming back. So to wake up on a random ass Tuesday or Wednesday and see Twitter exploding because Marvel is back, I can't say that there was a more. I mean, there's so many other moments that are close, but as far as actually being stunned, like this is not real, it's probably Marvel 2. Terry was hype. Terry and
Yeah,
Mine was
I was
hype.
just finna get
That was
into that.
probably
I
more
was
hype.
finna get into that.
That was probably more hype. But and also this Capcom Fighting Collection 2 with CVS 2 and
Oh
Power
yeah.
Stone, that was also hype. But and Terry and I mean and Ken and Chun Li coming to it was crazy. Ken and Chun Li coming to Fatal Fury is also hype. But as far as like a moment to where it actually felt like I was dreaming, it's Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Because for people that don't know, I literally bought. There's an old ass OG Xbox in that corner over there. I
True.
bought just to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
True.
I bought Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Elijah was there for like $120 something, 130 something,
And that was without the
just to play
case.
that game.
Without the case,
Without
by the way.
case, just pretty much just a game and a piece of plastic that it came in.
Yep.
I bought it and planned on the old ass OG Xbox controller just to play that game. So to see that game come back with rollback netcode is cream of the crop. Cream of the crop. Cream of the crop. But yeah,
Exactly.
fighting games went stupid last year. And that's not even including that
Sparking
Guilty Gear
Zero.
got 3v3, Sparking Zero, Fighters got rolled back, KI 2013 got its update. Tekken brought Hihachi. It's like it just went crazy. Last year fighting games went stupid, and now we're possibly looking at Virtual Fighter.
And Smash.
We're gonna get to that when we talk about the Switch
And
too.
Smash. But yeah, we'll have to get there. But yeah, overall, for certain, just one of the best years for gaming overall. There was just the put it like this. Me and Chris are both like low key collectors. We like to collect some of the older stuff from our childhood because what we did have is destroyed and broken. And
Not all of it. We still
well,
got the
yeah,
Wii.
we
The
still
Wii
got
still
some of it. We
stands.
still got some of it. And some of our classic Wii games, like Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games, that we've
Still
only
got
had
that. That
one
has
copy of
survived.
that. Yes, that has survived the purge,
Mario
basically.
Kart Wii, that has survived.
I mean, that technically wasn't ours.
But that's still from back in the day, though.
Fair enough.
That's still from like
Same
way
with
back in the day.
Galaxy. Galaxy had survived, or is that
No,
our
no,
Galaxy?
I rebought that Galaxy.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
Yeah,
none
we
of the
had
games.
Galaxy for the longest time, but it just disappeared into the Shadow Realm. Lost Steadman Media. That's what we're calling it.
Sonic Unleashed and Sonic and the Secret Rings somehow survived all of
Damn
this shit.
free on the fucking Wii.
Yep.
I gotta make a video on that, the worst video game of all time. I'm a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde that game because that game was one of the
How
first
the
games that I played that pissed me off.
You gotta think, out of all the games that got destroyed, that got lost, that just perished.
You gotta think they were the games that we played, and what did we
True.
do with our games when we took them out? We did not put them back in the case. We would just put them
were
bitches
some
on the
baby
floor.
ass kids. I can't lie.
We would just put them on the floor and let them die.
or they'd get eaten
The
alive.
game, yeah, that too.
I
That too.
still have that pent up aggression, bro. My Sunshine and my Luigi's Mansion, bro.
And now all those games are fucking expensive. I remember when you could go to Walmart and GameCube games would be in a fucking bargain bin for $5. They were trying to get
Well,
they
to
were
be
trying to
fair,
rip out
it wasn't
people
the
away
good
for free.
GameCube games. GameCube still
It
got some
was.
shovelware.
Yes, it was. You could get Melee and Double Dash for like $20 during the Wii era. Like they were
Oh, for
cheap.
real?
Like they were at games. Yes, they were
That's a
cheap
little before my time.
during the Wii era. You're bro. Like you could go into GameStop and they would have like I remember one time my dad took us and they had like a bin of GameStop games outside. And it was
They
just
do do
GameCube
that.
games, and it was like Double Dash, Mario Kart. I mean not Double Dash Mario Kart, but Mario Kart Double Dash, Melee, F-Zero G, like Mario Sunshine. Like they were cheap, and
Imagine if
now
we could go
because
back in time and
we're
get
older now.
those, bro.
Imagine we could go back in time and just not break our shit.
True, cause like I'm gonna get a little off topic here, but like all the Transformers, the entirety of fucking Radiator Springs, all my Legos that I've
All the
had in the
DVDs
past,
that we
the
had,
DVD collections.
we
We even
damn near
had
had
some fucking
every DreamWorks.
VHRs, bro.
We had VHS tapes. We had a lot of shit as
We
kids that
did,
just
and it,
did not make it.
yeah, for one reason or
It just
another,
did not. And now we're rebuying it for triple the price that it was back
basically,
in the day with inflation considered. It
and it's only
sucks.
gonna get worse. But
Right. But yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say let's get back on track here because I believe it's now your time to go into your spill about the games you
Yeah.
played.
Yeah,
And
I'll try to
2024.
keep it brief because we do got a lot, we got to get through the Switch too
Well, I
and
mean, we're only at like we're not that far into the
okay.
recording. Yes, guys, this is pre-recorded. That's how most of the podcasts you listen to are. But yeah, we're not that far. We still got like some time. We haven't even hit the halfway mark.
Right. So for me, I know how you say 2024 is a blur. The first half for me, it's crystal clear because I as somebody because I've been always the console guy. Elijah still is a console guy too. He just plays
No, I'm
his
not.
PC a lot as well. He's mainly his PC is his main pretty much.
I am a
You sound like
PC
you
guy
still play
now.
console. Like he's not like
No,
F
not
consoles.
really.
He's but
I
yeah,
only play them for you guys.
Astrobot nigga.
Okay, well that is true. All the reason I haven't
And we're
played that,
gonna
by the
get
way, is because I low key want to stream it.
yeah, but anyways, I've kept our PS5 because Elijah's just been PC, and this 2024 was like the first year of me actually breaking into like the PlayStation catalog and the library of games that they have. At the beginning of this year, I literally, I mean, I guess I could just start with. I remember coming home one day from work because I was working UPS last year, February, and PlayStation had a state of play. And in that state of play, I saw Stellar Blade and Silent Hill 2, both of which will become my favorite, some of my favorite games I've ever played. Period. And from that moment on, that just kind of set the spark of like just big games because PlayStation had extremely high highs last year and extremely low lows, and we're talking like ET level
Concord.
lows. Concord. I mean, we ain't gonna spend 20 minutes talking about Concord. That could be for another day. But obviously, Concord is probably possibly the biggest flop of all time, up there with ET. Like it, it's insane. But PlayStation also had other things wrong with them too. Like they damn near destroyed Helldivers 2 and a lot of other stuff that they did. But they had good highs. Astrobot is beautiful. Silent Hill 2 remake is beautiful. Stellar Blade is beautiful. They had a lot of good games. Um, but for me, I can say games, and I've played most of the big games from last year. I played Wukong, and I'm still playing it. I have to beat it. I beat Stellar Blade. I beat Astrobot. I'm having troubles playing Silent Hill 2 because it's terrifying. It's Holy Hill. It's the scariest game I've ever played. And a couple other games I have to go back to and play. But as far as the game for me last year that I went back that I played finally is Final Fantasy VII, the OG PS1 Final Fantasy VII. And by God, it became one of my favorite games of all time. I'm not going to go into too much spiel or go into detail about the game, but I just wanted to play the Final Fantasy because the lore, and that's why I played the OG. And oh my God, I see what the hype is about. That's all I wanted to see. I just wanted to see Why do people go crazy when they hear this music? Why do people go crazy when they see these characters pull up and smash? What is the hype all about? Played the game, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I could really nitpick, but 10 out of 10. Went back and played RE2 last year. Another one of RE2 remake. One of my favorite games of all time as well. I think it's like top 10. I think I had it in my top 10. Just fantastic game. Still been collecting. I didn't do as much collecting last year because I kind of had most of the stuff, but I think I did get. I think I got Sunshine last year,
Yeah.
and a few others stuff that I just can't remember collecting wise. And last but not least, fighting games. Yeah, Tekken 8 came out, which was hype for me. I remember the launch for Tekken 8. That was big. Street Fighter 6. I talked about Terry and stuff a little bit, and I really got into Street Fighter 6 last year. Like really dug into it, and it became my favorite game of all time, surpassing KI 2013, which is insane because KI 2013 is like the greatest fighting game of all time for me. But overall, I was just a super Sony fanboy last year. Not to say that, well, we gotta have one episode where it's just about
We don't have
our
to talk
experience with
about that.
Xbox.
We don't have to
We-
talk about
yeah,
that.
we
We really
have
don't have
one
to
day.
talk about that ever.
One day we have to go.
It's-
We just have to do an episode, the history of Steadman's and Xbox, going all the way back from us, Jonathan, to where we are now. Because
It's going to be that one person that knows us in person, and like they're gonna hear us praising PlayStation or something like that, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, you guys doing all this praise? Never forget, you guys were originally Xbox." And then we're just gonna have to tell them
I tell people, yeah, that's why we don't like it. Because most people that like the OG Xbox brand don't like it now because it's a totally different thing. It's not even close to. I wish I could. My camera probably won't pick it up. It's nowhere near the 360. It's not even close. But that's for another day. But Xbox had. I mean, I will give Xbox this. They are doing somewhat better than they did last generation as far as putting out games. Because Xbox One, they had fucking nothing, Elijah. At least they put out Hellblade.
No, Chris, wait. Last gen, we had Halo 5 and Gears 5. We had Grounded pre-alpha.
Cuphead's like the best thing.
We had pre-alpha Grounded.
The best games that the Xbox One had, I will always say, is Cuphead's and it was just in my head. Damn it. Sea of Thieves. Cuphead's and Sea of Thieves. Hi-Fi was not last gen. Hi-Fi is this gen.
Oh, huh? It is?
Hi-Fi is Series X.
Damn. And they nerfed it to shit that quick?
Yeah. Hi-Fi Rush, I think, came out 2023, actually. 2023 or 2022. It couldn't have been any earlier than that.
I keep forgetting this gen started like in 2020.
And that's why I go on Twitter and people's like, the next gen is starting up. And I'm like, no, it's not. This one just started. And I'm like, it has been 5 years already. About to be 5 years at the end of this year. But it feels slow, and a lot of people are talking trash about it, but a lot of people forget it started during the pandemic. Like, most people had to pause in a lot of games. Like, I figured out Street Fighter 6 was originally supposed to be a launch game for the PlayStation 5, and it didn't come out till 2023. And you remember you saw how long Fortnite had its season. Like, people forget the pandemic literally put gaming in a pause state, you know. But yeah, but I Xbox that we're gonna talk about that another time. I'm just gonna know that. And last but not least, Nintendo. And 2024 was Nintendo's resting year. Obviously, they didn't really do anything too much crazy big. They released a few titles here and there. Last year, 2023 was their swan song. They released a Mario Wonder and Legends of Zelda, I believe. I think Tears of the Kingdom was 2023. Yeah. And they did announce Metroid Prime, but that's not Metroid Prime 4, but that's not going to come out to this year, and it's probably going to come out around the same time the Switch 2 drops. Which, speaking of that, we're finally getting a new Nintendo console. So, on to the next topic. Wow. Elijah, what are you looking at?
I was just looking at Guilty Gear is coming to Switch.
Oh yeah, that was already announced. Yeah. And that's what I'm going to get to when we talk about the Switch too, because it's like, if Guilty Gear comes to the Switch, then what's possible for the Switch 2? Can we get a Dragon Ball Fighters, Street Fighter, Tekken? You know, how far is this console gonna go along? But I kind of just want to get your thoughts and opinions. One on the Switch, and two, like the Switch 2. It can be anything. Like, what do you expect of the console? What are you looking forward to? How do you feel about it? How are you, how do you think the feedback of the little trailer that announced is? Like, what are your thoughts on the Switch and then the Switch 2?
Okay. I was just looking at their 2024 lineup, but there wasn't. Well, I mean, I don't want to say it wasn't nothing notable,
Yeah, they were
but
like little. So they had the Peach
they had
game,
the
and they released the
Peach. They
Zelda
had
game.
Luigi Mansion 2 came out. Jamboree dropped, which I think actually that kind of goes into what I was about to say about Switch 2. Well, not really. It's just about Jamboree as a whole. I think Jamboree should have waited.
So the Switch 2. You think it should be
Yeah,
a Switch 2
I
Mario
think
Party
it should
game?
have been a Switch 2 Mario Party game because you had Jamboree is like the right formula. You have Superstar, and I'm just gonna say this now, guys. I am a very big Mario Party guy.
Yes.
If y'all don't know about the channel called Party Crashers, I watch a lot of them. King of Skill, TC Nick 3, Sophus, Vernius. They got me heavy into Mario Party, and so I got it
He always
myself.
asked me to play the demonic
Yeah,
game
yeah.
Mario Party
Now
7.
there's a difference between new Mario Party and old Mario Party. Children nowadays will never know just the sheer horror of hard
Bowser
Wario.
time.
Fuck
Bowser
Bowser
time,
time.
bitch. Oh yeah,
Brutal. No, no,
unfair,
not hard.
brutal eliminate
Brutal
Wario.
Wario, bruh. Brutal
And cheating
Wario.
Donkey Kong. Cheating Donkey Kong.
Biased Donkey Kong. He give every
Biased
CPU a
Donkey
fucking
Kong.
star. But when he's going against you, that man is locked, bro. He understands it. They
Yeah.
won't know that. But yeah, no. So you had Superstars, which was an amazing game that they just released and just never touched again, which I think was a huge miss, especially seeing this is like all of the older ones compact into one game when it barely has any representation from the GameCube era up, basically. It was mainly like the
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch ones. But Jamboree takes that step, takes that formula, and applies it to a new, fresh Mario Party. And I think that works. But where I think they missed is it would have been perfect for a Switch 2 because it's a great game, has great mechanic and stuff. Save that for the Switch 2 because we're going to want a Mario Party on the Switch 2. And now it's like you got to step it up from Jamboree, which I don't think is hard. I really don't think it's hard.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. I think Jamboree is a pretty safe Mario Party though.
It
Like,
is.
because
I
that's the
just
thing.
don't
Because
think we needed
looking
another
at
one.
right, yeah, looking at the trailer for Jamboree is kind of like from just a out like I played Mario parties when y'all begged me to. I did grow up playing 7 on the GameCube and stuff like that. Kind of fell off during the week because they sucked, but it like you have superstars, right? And
Yeah.
Jamboree didn't look that different from
Oh,
Superstars,
it's
just from
much
an
different.
outsider point of view.
It
I'm
is.
sure it is, but it just looked like a state. Like a lot of people say, I've heard it's better than Superstars, but
Yeah. I just
I don't know.
think. I just think personally,
I
like,
think,
I don't think we
yeah,
needed another Mario Party. We had the two that were solid enough on their own. I think if anything, just update Superstars to give it like some more boards. That will suffice us until we get to the Switch 2. Now, I'm not complaining because that just means we're gonna get another Mario Party on the Switch 2. So I'm not
yeah,
complaining
they're
about
definitely,
it.
yeah, you're
But
definitely at this point. Mario Party's always gonna be a game that shows up on
yeah,
a Nintendo console.
even if it's not that great, it's gonna be
And
there.
I think that with Mario Kart 9, I hope that the Switch 2 is gonna really give a lot of series. And that's one of the biggest issues I have with the Switch is that a lot of the series didn't really get that much of an upgrade from previous titles,
No,
in my opinion.
no,
Outside of like Smash, obviously, Smash is like the cream of the crop. But like
we'll
Mario
get
Kart
there.
8 Deluxe is essentially just yeah, we will. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is essentially just what Mario Kart 8 should have been on a Wii U.
Yeah,
They brought back a lot of our childhood games, which we talked about a couple of days ago with the Nintendo Switch Sports, but
they
a
missed.
unfinished game
They missed.
exactly missed
I and
hard.
that's the
Mario
thing. That's
Strikers.
what I was gonna say. That's why I feel like going into this new Nintendo Switch 2 is gonna be better because that was during the era where like video games as a whole could be released. Like people or companies, because of Cyberpunk, and I'm not afraid to admit this, it's because of Cyberpunk's success. People thought, okay, well, we could just release a unfinished game and just here we're gonna do DLC this deal. We're just gonna line up free DLCs along down the road. But people don't want an unfinished game. Give us the finished product and then upgrade the finished product. Don't give us something unfinished and then just promise, oh no, we'll finish it later. Because what happens when you don't?
Yeah, and it wasn't even Cyberpunk. I mean, I think No Man's Sky.
Well, yeah, No Man's Sky did it before Cyberpunk, but I'm just saying, like, Cyberpunk was still able to succeed even while out.
Oh yeah, that's because it had to show. And Fallout 76 is the same way because that it came out trash as well. But I think what makes the Nintendo even worse, or the Nintendo games worse, is the fact that those games are legendary and that they are long-running series that people hold near and dear to them because. Like I said, I mean, Wii Sports is like, I remember the first time I played Wii Sports. I remember the first time you played Wii Sports. You probably don't, but in Mario Strikers, I remember playing that as a kid. So the fact that the new games come out and they don't hit the marks and they're not even close, it's like, it's very rare for, I mean, not rare too much, but it's just odd that Nintendo would do that. And there's a lot of games this generation that I'm glad that they did bring back for the Switch, but I just feel like they did not get justice done. So.
No.
Hopefully with Mario Kart 9 and the Switch 2, and I think what I'm hopeful with the Switch 2 is that they are not focused on a gimmick as much as they were with the Switch. They kind of figured out what they are, so hopefully all of that, gimmick stuff, they're pretty much just making a stronger Switch, with a few extra improvements. Hopefully that could go, that all that extra energy or whatever that they would spend on motion controls and all that stuff, they just put that to making more welled out and rounded games. So. Hopefully that, and Mario Kart 9, from what I've seen, I mean, 24 track mark, that sounds ambitious. That's like ambitious Nintendo. That's the ambitious
Mario
Nintendo
Kart
I remember as a kid, right, exactly, playing Double Dash. That's the ambitious Nintendo I remember, you know what I mean? So I'm already sold off of that. As a Mario Kart, like he said with Mario Party, Mario Kart, that's my thing. I grew up, that's like the first game I ever played. So I'm so day one
people baby park, Chris.
I'm ready for it.
Also, I think it's all but confirmed we're gonna get a 3D Mario at launch too. Just thinking about it, the last 3D Mario we had, but it's not gonna be an Odyssey case to where like Odyssey came out like a year after launch or a good bit after launch. I think we're getting like a launch like right there with it because
probably
of the
will,
fact.
And I don't think that's happened since Nintendo 64.
Yeah, basically, but I think we're getting one with launch just because. Odyssey was the last, like, just fresh 3D Mario game. Of course, we have Wander, but that's not a 3D Mario. That's a 2D Mario. 2D. Yeah. But it's been that long, and then on top of that, what was I gonna say? We got a new Zelda for the Switch, but we didn't get, like, when the new Zelda came out, we didn't get the new Mario. So I think they've been cooking it, and I think when Switch 2 come April, we're going to see another 3D Mario.
I think we'll end up getting like a Zelda Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom remake or
remaster on the Switch 2. I don't think they're
there's a big market. There's a big market for that.
I don't think they're going to remaster those. I think what I think they're going to go with is Twilight Princess. I think the big power move by Nintendo. Yeah, I think we got Skyward Sword last year, which was perfect for the Switch. I don't think they're gonna remake Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom because of the fact why remake it when you could just have the game but run it on the Switch 2 where it's more powerful. So instead about worrying about updating the graphics and messing with the physics and stuff. I'm talking about
just launch games. I think they're gonna come out like kind of how they just did with Donkey Kong Returns HD. I mean that's kind of different because that game is not originally HD, so they did have to actually go in the game and upscale it or whatever. I think I'm just saying. Like launch, I can see there being some special version of Breath of the Wild where it runs 60 FPS or something like that.
I think the original Zelda can run at 60 FPS. The Switch wasn't strong enough. That's the thing. I don't think they have to update the game itself. They're updating the hardware. I think the issue.
I don't know because you gotta think you don't understand. People forget Breath of the Wild is a Wii U game.
True. Fuck. I was just. Damn it. I dropped my phone. I was just gonna look up if it can run at 60 FPS.
I think it can on the dock. The handheld, I don't think it can. Most games on the screen can't. I think there's a difference. I'm not super sure. But I just think I think that's the route they go with Zelda. And I'm just saying that as a they're gonna have some game that's supposed to be like a technical showcase. I've seen some leaks or some rumors saying that it's gonna be a RD, Red Dead Redemption 2, some type of game where it's like, what the hell? This runs on a Nintendo Switch? What? I feel like they're gonna have something like that, whether it's a Zelda, a Red Dead, a Souls game, something.
What
Like
they're
that.
saying is it's on the Switch is locked at 30 FPS, but they're saying if you run it on emulators, it can run at 60 FPS. So I think they're just gonna when the Switch 2 comes
Okay, yeah.
out,
So it's gonna be on the Switch too, and it's gonna be like 60
60
FPS.
FPS. But if we're just talking launch
Because what
time,
I've heard is,
oh, what you're saying? Go
oh my
ahead.
bad, you
No,
good.
no, no, you're good.
Uh, I was about to say because I've heard the Switch too, and like I said, nobody knows nothing. It's supposed to be on par with like the PS4. So games that are like in my
It,
head just off of that, it's like I'm hearing like games that can run on a PS4. I mean, you got new gen games that are still coming out
yeah,
on
and I was
PS4,
gonna
like
say before
Street
y'all
Fighter
speak,
and stuff.
hang on, wait, if I may. Red Dead Redemption 2 came out on the PS4. And look at how beautiful that game was for its time. So
Yeah,
before
that's what
y'all
I'm saying.
go
They're gonna
talking
have
about,
something
oh,
on
it's
there.
running last gen, remember what last gen looked like, and remember the Switch is
That
a
on the go.
fully handheld console that is on the go. You don't have to be connected to Wi-Fi. You don't have to have it near another console. You don't have to have it plugged into a TV at any time. It is a full handheld on the go console that can run things without any internet connection, without any interruptions. I had to say that because you have the
Saying,
Stream
bro.
Deck riders over there talking about some. Oh yeah, well the Steam Deck's been able to do that. Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Do something without Wi-Fi, nigga. I'll wait.
I mean, yeah, I mean, but the thing is, like, if it wasn't for the Switch, there would be none of that. The Switch
Exactly.
started that whole
Exactly.
trend in the first place. That genre, I don't think it even existed before the Switch did it. So
I
the
mean, you
Switch
had
definitely
like
put
the
that
DS and the
on.
PSP and stuff, but Switch made it to where
Yeah,
like,
handhelds done, but I'm talking about like a device that is like a handheld device and a device you play as the main console at your house,
yeah,
where you just take the screen off the dock. Because James has a Steam Deck. Where he puts a thing and it works just like the Switch, where he could play it on the TV or he can just have it. Whatchamacallit. I think that uses HDMI. Well, I mean, Switch does too. You just put it in the dock.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I think the Switch 2 is definitely gonna have a game
Oh lordy.
at launch where it's like, what the fuck?
Oh lordy.
This is run Souls game or something like that. They're gonna have some game on there where it's like, how the hell does this run? Elden Ring is something. Elden Ring on the go.
They are
They're gonna
talking.
have.
There have been talks. Apparently, it is rumored that Elden Ring will be a launch title.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of different things. That's why I don't believe. I've heard Tekken. I've heard GTA's. I've heard a lot of
I
bull
don't.
crap that I
There's
don't even
no
believe.
fucking shot that a GTA out
Exactly.
five plus
That's
is
why
not running on a Switch. I'm sorry. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Does 5 even run on a Steam
Nintendo won't.
Deck?
This GTA even have? Did they even does Switch Nintendo even allow GTA games on their consoles?
I mean, they
Do
have
they have the trilogy on the Switch?
they have the trilogy on the Switch.
Oh, okay, all right. I didn't think Nintendo would even allow GTA games.
They're
But all that
they're
being said,
starting
I
to
do think
cater
they're gonna
more
have
to
a
the
game.
older audience.
Okay, yeah. I don't think they're gonna. I think. Well, I just think there's gonna be some game on there that's like just super strong. That a technical showcase. I would also hope that they would do like a Nintendo Switch Deluxe where they do that game justice, and instead of because Nintendo always try to come out with some friendly casual console game at the launch of their consoles, and it's failed for the last two consoles, the Wii U and the Switch. So hopefully they just go back to Wii Sports and make it better, or make it Nintendo Sports or whatever. But that's just my opinion, though.
I
And
do.
yeah, what? Or what are you about to say?
I was gonna say about Nintendo Switch Sports. I do want to see like a Nintendo Switch Sports remastered, or like just as a complete game.
Deluxe.
Or yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot. It's Nintendo we're talking about. A Nintendo Switch Sports Deluxe, because you have the blueprint there. Now expand on it, because you know this is what everybody wants. This is what everybody has been asking for literally since the launch of the Switch. We were like, oh, this is the perfect console to have this on. The Joy-Cons might even work better than the Wii remote. So it's like, come on, Nintendo. Do you want our money or not? Because we're willing to give it to you. You just have to give us what we
And it's like
want.
Nintendo Switch, the Wii Sports is the easiest thing to do. All you gotta do is just do what you did in '06, but also just like it's just sports games. So why would you make less sports than you did in Resorts, and then promise two later that weren't done yet?
Two
It just don't
later
make
that
sense
was
to me.
DLC.
And
We
then take
still
us off of
we
Wii.
still don't have boxing. None of us are playing arms. Nobody's playing arms. Just give us boxing.
People like Arms. People like Arms. I found out Arms has a community. People love that
That's
game. I've never
wonder.
played it. It's just never really appealed. But that's the
Okay, and
problem. At
to
the beginning
all
of the
the
Switch
wait.
life, mine. No, I was about to say at the beginning of the Switch life, like when the Switch first came out, like there wasn't too many games that just pulled me in to get a Switch. It wasn't until I saw like Smash, like I think what 2018 was like Odyssey and Smash Bros.
Yeah,
It wasn't until
the
those games
best
came
year
out that I was
of
even remotely
Switch.
interested in getting the Switch.
I was
Yeah.
just gonna say to all five arms players out there, I'm
Oh
so
God,
great.
you're
I,
starting beef.
I'm
Starting beef.
so happy that you five arms players have your little community. That's wonderful. But
You're starting
I'm
beef.
tired.
Little community.
I'm tired of getting gate kept. I want boxing in my Nintendo Switch Sports. Boxing is my favorite sport in Wii Sports. You can ask Chris. I am a fucking monster in that. That's one of the only
You like
ones
it more than
that I am
bowling. Oh yeah,
good
I
at.
forgot you don't like bowling.
I don't mind bowling. Bowling is just too inconsistent for me. But
No, it's not.
boxing is just hands, straight hands, and I am a demon in that. Even when I have to
But
adapt to
but
people like
arms
you.
arms is just that with its gimmick, bro.
Yeah, I know,
Arms is that,
but
but with the
like,
gimmick. See, you want Wii Sports boxing. I want a motion control punch out game.
a motion control punch out game would be nice, but my
Don't
only
act like
thing,
that would not go
no,
hard.
no, no, I know it would go hard, but here's
Exactly.
my thing about that.
Exactly.
Here's my thing about that, right?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening.
Can I face somebody else? That's all I care about. I just want to be able to box somebody
A
else.
multiplayer. Yeah, multiplayer.
All right, bet. If
It'll
they,
be Wii Sports boxing, but just a more thought out boxing game,
I'll
not
buy
just
it.
throwing the Wii
I
remote
would
and
buy it.
nunchuck.
I would buy it.
They came out with a launch punch out game, bro. Motion control. Bro, that and Mario Kart would feed me for the rest of 2025. And a 3D Mario game. Sold.
Come
Say
in.
less. Especially if it's Galaxy 3, you're gonna see a tear go down my eye when we react.
You
We're
know
gonna
what I
react to
want?
the thing April 2nd.
You
Don't forget
know?
it.
Oh, I know. You know what I want to see April 2nd?
What?
Captain Falcon in Mario Kart 9. I promised myself I wouldn't go into a whole spill about this,
Man.
but it makes no sense. He got two stages. He got his whole ass cart,
I'll
but
do
he
one
can't
better.
do it
I
be in
will
the
do you one
game?
better. I will do you one better. I will do you one better. Fuck that. I want an F-Zero game.
That's the
What better way to
thing.
show what a but I know it's because it's like, oh, they're gonna do that in Mario Kart. They wouldn't do that, and I know, but if Nintendo wanted to show how powerful this console, because you know how F-Zero GX is, you know how
That
crazy
game
that
is
game
fucking
gets,
wild.
and that's on a GameCube running at I think that's 60 frames or like for a GameCube game. That's one of the most impressive games on that whole generation. There's not too many games on an Xbox or PlayStation 2 or Dreamcast that performs that well. So if they wanted to show that this console is badass, an F-Zero game, 60 frames per second, on to go with the graphics, that would be insane. That would be insane. But hopefully we get the GameCube collection with F-Zero
That
training.
is true. That's
That's what
another
I
thing
think is
that I'm
awesome
looking
about it. They
for.
just don't
I
do that.
want a GameCube collection
Matter
because
of fact, I need that. I need
they
that. I
they are
need that.
quite literally, bro. They are quite literally being so picky with it because we get, we get the NES, then we get the SNES, and so now we're all like, oh boy, the GameCube's coming up, right? Nope, Game Boy. Okay, so you guys are gonna do the GameCube after the Game Boy. Game Boy Advance. All right, Nintendo. What's next?
No, they did. No, you forgot. You forgot the N64.
Oh yeah, then we got the N64, and then it's like, oh, the GameCube's after that. Yeah, and then we get nothing. But I mean, it feels fair to finally bring in the GameCube on the Switch too, unless, and this is a major unless they're just gonna give us the games that were on the GameCube on the Nintendo Switch too. But this is Nintendo we're talking
I
about.
don't think
The
that.
GameCube era is like a void to them. They never acknowledge its existence. It never mattered anyway. Also, I'm low
It
key
was their
starting to
first
think
Wii U.
basically, and I don't, well, I get it because I mean numbers wise,
Well, actually,
GameCube
not
didn't
really.
do that
Their
impressive,
first big failure
but
was the Virtual Boy.
yes, to all, I'll be a little more generous to all the 100,000 of people of the world population that know about that console. I had to be a little more generous because it was definitely a thing, but like, who knew about the Virtual Boy? Who? Nobody was going
Hey,
around.
man, that was their first big flop. I'm gonna just say, yeah,
Yeah, bro, because I want to play
to
Mario
the Nintendo
Tennis
64.
Acres on the Virtual Boy. But yeah,
But you are not wrong. They do act like the GameCube era never existed, which hurts my heart
like
because that's the first console I play.
also I'm going to go on a whim and say this. I don't think we're getting a new Smash next system. I don't think we're getting a new Smash Nintendo Switch 2.
Liar!
I no
I
no
don't
hear me out,
buy
hear me out.
it.
I know Sakurai said he's working on a new secret project now that his
It's
team was
impossible.
done with
I
Smash.
lied.
But hear me out, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. I think now here's what I do think. I think we're gonna get something more for Smash Ultimate. I would say like a new DLC wave and maybe a more flushed out World of Light. Something like the Subspace. I think we're gonna get that for Ultimate. I think the big Smash thing for the Switch 2 is going to be some type of collection, some type of Smash collection. And here's why I say that.
I agree with you, and but I think we're gonna. Do we have the same piece of evidence?
Let's see. So here's why I'm saying we're not get or why I'm saying we're gonna get a collection. Number
Does it have
one,
something to do with their online service?
yes, and how we haven't
Okay.
gotten Smash 64 on the 64 collection when Smash 64 is like one of the biggest games on the Nintendo 64, and it is like the only Mario game that is missing. They have all three Mario parties, which 2 and 3 are like rare. Like you
They
don't
went out of
find
their.
them.
They went out of their way to get GoldenEye
Exactly. They went out of their way to get GoldenEye.
and Killer
They got
Instinct.
Killer Instinct, Banjo Kazooie, and Banjo Tooie. Like they
Perfect
have
Dark.
all the game. Exactly. They got fucking Perfect Dark. They got Donkey Kong 64 on that thing. Like they
They
have.
do? Wait. Do they have DK64?
Yes, they have DK64. They been had DK64 on there.
I didn't know that.
I remember watching the Nintendo Direct and hearing the DK Donkey Kong. Yeah. So they definitely got Donkey Kong 60. Wait, hang on. Before I look like a dumbass, because I can't edit this out. If I edit a big ass
I mean,
gap
Rare,
into it.
Rare made that game, so I mean, it's not too hard to believe that. I mean, they got all the other Rare games just about, so they should have DK.
Okay, no, it's not. It's not. I thought it
damn.
was though. I could have sworn I remember them like I remember hearing the song and seeing it on there.
Yeah, I just know that I said the same thing earlier today. I was thinking about it. I was like, why is Smash 64 not there? That should be one of the first games that's on there. And literally the only thing that came to mind is like if they were going to make a Smash collection. then it'll probably only go up to like Brawl, but or maybe Wii U. But
Wait, why isn't
yeah,
DK64 on there? They have Banjo and Kazooie and Banjo Tooie. It's like you would
I
think they
think
could
that
get.
game. I think that game has more licensing issues than just. I mean, from the music as well. Like
True.
you ever pay attention to like if you play Smash Melee, that's not the same DK rap
I know.
as the original one. But they did use the original DK rap in the Mario movie, so you,
Well
you
they
never know. The
didn't.
licenses behind Donkey Kong and all that stuff is not as clear as
True.
as it may seem to be.
True.
Uh,
But it's just with a game like Smash, they don't have to go through a licensing issue
Yeah,
because
exactly. Yeah,
all of the
yeah. I agree
every
with you.
character in Smash 64 is a Nintendo
Is
character anyway.
Nintendo.
So they don't have to worry
Nintendo.
about anything with licenses. They still use all the musics, they still use all the stages. So all of those assets belong to them anyways. There's no reason why they wouldn't re-release it unless they were going to like do a collection.
Yeah.
There's just
I
no
that's
reason.
I yeah, that's the only thing I can think of because it's like when you think of N64, and me and Lodge also had N64 as well. We grew up with it. Our stepfather had it, and we grew up playing GoldenEye, No Mercy, all that good stuff. So
And they
when
can't
you
get
think of
that.
yeah, when you think of N64, you think of those games. You think of Banjo, think of GoldenEye, you think of Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, but you think of Smash because that's where it started. So the fact that it's not on there is crazy, unless they were going to come out with a collection of some kind. Now, as far as Ultimate goes, I can see them doing the Ultimate Deluxe.
I
Deluxe is
don't.
always going to
I
be the
don't
meme
think
for
that.
me.
No, no,
That's
no, 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 no. I
Deluxe.
think if anything, expansion pass. I don't think they're doing. I don't think they're hitting ultimate with any type of deluxe or anything like that. I think
Only reason
ultimate
I say that,
expansion pass would be perfectly fine. Give us a subspace for it and give us
listen,
more
you're forgetting
characters.
one point. You're forgetting one point. This is Nintendo.
I know it's Nintendo, but this is
They
not.
will resell it. They will resell the same game if they could, if they know they could get away
There,
with it.
there. But it's like. I mean, you're not
They looked us
wrong.
dead in our eyes and sold Tears of the Kingdom for a new gen price, even though it was not a new gen game.
I think that's like one of the only Nintendo games that is
They
at new
looked us.
gen
It is.
price.
They looked us dead in our eyes and charged Joy Cons $80. They looked us dead in our eyes and said, if you want the Nintendo 64 package, you also have to get the Sega Genesis collection as well. Which there's like 1,000 fucking Sega Genesis collections. We got like 2 on this console already, but you have to get that and DLC for what is it, Animal Crossing? Oh wait, I don't have Animal Crossing. Too fucking bad. Take the DLC. This is Nintendo,
I don't
and
think.
Smash being one of their most sold games. If they can't, there's like they
I
I agree with you. I agree. Logically, you're right. But I'm just saying, from a Nintendo point,
Yeah, because they
with it being one
did
of their
do
biggest
Mario Kart
games,
8
they would want a
Deluxe.
new. Exactly. They would want a new game if they could sell it. They did. Yeah, they literally did it with Mario Kart. Hey, you know this game that we did not complete? How
That
about
we
we just
had
actually
the
complete it?
DLC. Yeah, and
And
Smash
that
Deluxe,
we
it
that we used
comes
to
with
that we
all the
made y'all.
DLC characters on
Right.
launch.
Right. You know all that DLC you
It
paid
comes.
for in Mario
Wait,
Kart 8?
wait.
We're just gonna give you that game, but the DLC is now part of the game.
Nintendo, I got you the perfect pitch, bruh. Smash Ultimate Deluxe, right? Or Smash Ultimate Omega, whatever you want to call it, right? We have
Yeah.
all the DLCs and everything included
I'm
into the
Nintendo.
game.
I'm Nintendo.
Okay, here's my pitch, right? Here's my pitch. We
Listen.
re-release Smash Ultimate. We call it Super
All right.
Smash Bros. Omega, Super Smash Bros. Alpha, Super Smash Bros. What? You could call it Ultimate
Turbo.
Deluxe. Yeah, you could put or Super Smash Bros.
Yeah.
So we
Double-
take that.
double
Exactly. Double the super, right? So we could double the
Super
prices.
Smash Family.
Exactly. Nah, it's not bros anymore. We're family. And so we take it, we include all the DLC already, all the like costumes and stuff that release, we include all of
Right.
those into the base game. But here's
Right,
the
right.
catch. We only give them one feature, and I guarantee you it will still sell.
What is that?
Rollback netcode.
Oh my god, you're speaking beauty to my ears.
We
Yes.
only include rollback netcode and we got them sold.
Oh, back net code. I would probably never play any other
A
fighting games
Smash
if I
Bros
played
that you
it.
can actually play online with.
And have some type of competitive mode as well.
No, we don't need a
Come back
competitive
with-
mode. All they need
Yes, we
is
do.
rollback. They got the
Oh,
tournaments.
'cause
We
I
run the
don't want to
online
just do
tournaments.
Okay, fine. All right, fine. You're right. But still, man, I would love a Smash with a ranking system, like an actual fighting game, with the ranking casual mode with
We have
rollback.
okay. To be fair, they do have Elite Smash. That's
I want that
supposed to be.
better in general. Nintendo's online has always sucked ass. I want a better
I
online
don't know,
quality in
cause
general.
all eight Deluxe has a pretty solid online. Mario Kart 8
For Nintendo standards, it does.
for
Nigga, I
Nintendo.
played the other night. I hit somebody with a red shell and they kept going. I literally saw
Hey
them
man,
flip and they
they
just kept
they
dropping.
they knew the tech, bro. They just knew the tech.
There is no tech. Shitty online. That's the
Nah,
tech.
bro.
Shitty connection.
You look, bro. I've learned that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is more than meets the eye. It's more than just the meta carts, bro. Some of these people actually know tech like that. They know about all the shortcuts and everything, how to get around getting hit by
You're talking
objects and
to the
stuff.
Mario Kart god.
Oh, brother, I forgot about this.
Come on now.
But yeah, no, I think if they low key could like re-releasing Ultimate could work. Just include everything in the base game. Give us, of course, more DLC characters. Maybe a subspace, please, a subspace.
Yes, please. The best
And
feature they've ever had in a fighting game, and they've never fucking brought it back.
exactly.
I got
That
to see Mario try to beat the shit out of Link, or
world.
Link try to beat the shit out of Mario.
Can I talk about why World of Light is the greatest disappointment of all time?
I don't want to. I don't. The less spoken about World of Light, the better. But go ahead, continue. You want to say? You remember when we watched the trailer for the first time and we thought Subspace was coming back?
And as the person that actually sat through and beat World of Light, the true ending, first fucking try, it was not satisfying for everything I just sat through. The grind, bro. The World of Light grind is one of the most annoying dog shit grinds I've ever sat down and done. I don't know why I did. No, I am on my rant. You are going to listen because I bought.
I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go, but I'm gonna just put it like this, bro. There's another fighting game with a shitty single player story mode, and it's Dragon Ball Fighters. But World of Light is worse than that by like 10.
You're not,
because at least Fighters has cutscenes in the story, even though the story's not that great, and the fights are repetitive as fuck. Fight Purple, Krillin, and Yamcha and Tien for the 30th time, but World of Light is worse.
Yes.
It's worse. It's not even close.
And let me explain to y'all why World of Light is worse. Which I'm sure if you've played World of Light, you know why. Because it has the shittiest grind. The difficulty goes from a baby could beat this game to fuck you. We got the heavy hitters in like a matter of seconds. It's like no progression through the difficulty. It's either going to be baby mode easy or fuck you difficult. For all of you that have played World of Light, y'all know about the damn Pauline mission. That shit no child should have to go through, because you have to kill 3 of them within a short time span, and they're all running away from you on one of the most annoying stages in Smash Brothers history. We're talking comparable to fucking Pokefloats itself on how annoying that dog shit stage is. It's so terrible. And then, like, you beat the first world and you get a little cutscene and you're like, oh boy, new villain has come here now. And then you figure out it's just the same shit you just did, but again. The stupid. Now, I like the puzzles. There is some good. The puzzles were pretty cool. The cutscenes, the 4 cutscenes that you do get in that. Actually, wait, no. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cutscenes in total. Really, there's only 4, but there's 3 different endings, so there's 3 different cutscenes for that. So technically, there's only 4 cutscenes that you're going to see throughout the entirety of World of Light. The 4 cutscenes that you do see, I mean, they're pretty good cutscenes, man. Yeah. And I mean, the puzzles are pretty cool. Watching your favorite characters still have their unique run animations that's fun as well. But outside of that, everything else is just terrible. It's like very repetitive, going into the fights, having to change out your different spirits and whatnot. And also the spirit mechanic, I think it was nice, but they should have rid everything on that mechanic, because outside of World of Light, I guarantee you will never see spirits again unless your friends is an asshole, because spirits are actually stupid and broken. But yeah, it just was not like the ending was beautiful. Don't get me wrong. That final cutscene when you see all the spirits flying back, that was wonderful. But it was not worth all the. I mean, it doesn't take long to beat World of Light either. It took me a little bit longer because I was still getting into the game, and on top of that, I didn't really understand how the spirits worked. But for what I got, I didn't feel like the ending was worth it at all.
World of Light is one of those games that I can't even force myself to play.
No, you
I've
really
been able to.
can't.
I can thug it out on a lot of stuff that I don't necessarily enjoy, but I can find something that can keep me going, or either just do it for the sake of doing it. World of Light, I like. You saw I was on it the other night, and I was like, yeah, no, this is miserable. I'm actively getting tired.
Yeah, and then
I'm actively getting tired.
outside of World of Light, I already talked about spirit mechanics. I think spirit there's one correct way to use spirits, only one, with
Mm.
amiibos. Let me tell you. Now, the amiibo inclusion, I was gonna say like the implementation or whatever, but I can't think of the right word to use, so I'm gonna use the amiibo inclusion is low key one of the funnest mechanics in the game that nobody uses. Because I'm telling you, Chris, you can supercharge your amiibo to become a boss fight. Like my Game and Watch amiibo, it is literally a fucking raid boss. I want you and Josh to face it someday because
I'm
imagine,
down, but
ima- imagine Game and Watch, faster, more strength, and super armor.
you know it's crazy. That just reminds me. I wish they still had those raid things in fighters. Now that I actually know
Oh
how to
yeah,
play
the
the
raid
game.
bosses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, you missed out
But
on
hey, we
so
got
much
Street
fun.
Fighter now. We got Street Fighter 6 with a
Bro, those
gigantic
are just
battle.
they're just like unfair.
That's the
I'll
point
never
there that it's
forget
the
fighting,
90s Capcom,
bro.
bro. It's the
I will
90s
never
Capcom.
forget fighting fucking Siren Bison, and I think I'm doing something, and he just gets me one good time, gets that one good hit, and I'm dead. I've never seen that many Psycho Crushers a day in my life, Chris.
For me, it was this air confirm where he hits you in the air and then you come down on the ground and you think that it's done, but he still got you in a combo because he hits you in the air.
Yeah.
That was dirty to me. That was foul work. But normal Bison's like that in that game. So yeah. But yeah, all that being said, we're excited. I mean, Smash is one of those things where it's very big, obviously, and this one of Nintendo's possibly even bigger than their Mario and Zelda games at this point. Um, so I hope that it comes back. I mean, it's gonna come back in some way, shape, or form. I don't think that they're just gonna completely ignore it. Whether it's a new game, continuation of old, reboots, a collection, something will be done for
Brawl
Smash. I think
remastered.
no, because they're not gonna fix the game. They're just gonna put it in HD and
I
still
say
keep the
fuck
most
it.
triple
I
mechanics
say
in it.
fuck it. Go balls to the wall and just remaster Brawl and
No,
make
just
it
get the
good.
niggas at Project M or whatever and let them put it on the Wii as a Switch 2 and make it actually playable. Anyways, yeah, I think I actually what might be smart is starting off with the collection and then whatever other project they'd have later. I feel
Yeah.
like that would probably be a good idea too. But anything outside of Smash related or just in like Switch 2, how are you feeling about it? How are you sold on it? Or you
I
gotta wait?
I like Loki, like Mario Kart 9 alone does low key sell me in on it. Okay, my main important thing though is number one, is it going to be a Switch 2 exclusive? I more than likely it will be
Oh
because
yeah, it's
if it
definitely
yeah,
is.
if it's a Switch 2 exclusive, well, actually no, it's gonna be a Switch 2 exclusive. The Nintendo Switch, I love the system, but it is not running a 24-player Mario Kart. That shit is not
No, and
happening.
I don't think Nintendo's ever. I can't think of too many times where Nintendo has put a new gen game on an old gen console
True.
ever.
So then, yeah. But outside of that, I do want to see, of course, the specs of the console itself and exactly what it can and can't do. I want to see some of the features it will come with because, as much as I love the Switch, I do feel like one of the biggest things that could have helped it out is if it just had a lot more customization and like accessibility features. Like think like the Wii basically. If it had something like that, like a little hub where you can just do a little bit
Oh
more and
yeah,
customize a
the
little bit
Wii,
more.
you could get lost in the fucking Wii just UI alone.
Exactly.
It was so good. It's so good.
Yeah, so I do want a little bit more of that. But for the most part, for the most part, I'm gonna buy it. I want to see what else am I getting.
Yeah,
But
I'm with you with that. I'm with you with that.
yeah, because it's like I like what I see, but show me more so you can keep my retention, and so I don't end up having those thoughts of, well, do I really need it? Yada yada yada. Like keep me hooked, keep me there, keep me a customer, because
Yeah,
you
and I
already
think
got me, but you gotta keep me now.
yeah, and I do think it's kind of crazy to reveal it. What this was revealed on the 16th, so this was actually only a few days ago. It's only been a few days,
Which is insane to
about
think
5 days. Yeah, and I think it's crazy to reveal it pretty much early January or mid January, and then only go into detail on it 3 months later, or really 2.5 months later. I do think that is a bit ask, like that's a wait, but that's gonna build anticipation. Is very gambly, but Nintendo's very known for doing this at this point, to where they take big risk at these shows because people get hyped. People, like you said, people have been saying the most ridiculous things like Elden Ring's gonna run on this thing and da 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 da. And if it turns out that this console is nowhere near that, then people are gonna be like, damn. But they love building hype. They love moments like these. Nintendo loves it more than PlayStation and Xbox combined. They love breaking expectations. They love getting people hyped. That was kind of the main point of the Switch and Smash Bros in general. And I think they're running with that identity. I'm kind of like, I'm in the same boat as you though. Like, what else? Mario Kart is great, and I'm a Mario Kart fanatic, but I am gonna need to see more. I'm gonna need to see what other launch games. I hope that the next showcase really just hits in on games.
I think it is.
Features and games.
I
Features
think
and games. That's all I need is feature and games. I don't waste a lot of time on extra crap. Don't waste a lot of time on stuff that don't matter. Features and games. That's all I need. That's
that's what I
all I
was gonna
need.
say. I think that, or I would hope that like the majority of the direct should just be those games, and then like at the end of the direct, that's when you show us the basically the breakdown of the Switch. Because if you do that in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, people are gonna leave. They're gonna get tired or whatever. Start off just hitting heavy. That's another thing too. The Switch 2, which I'm gonna talk fast because we are kind of going over that time space, but
Right.
the Switch 2 has to hit hard because they already kind of have a lot of people like, it just looks like another Switch and stuff, which I think is stupid, but we'll have to get into that some other time. But it's like they have to hit hard and really get people in that mindset of, okay, no, I have to buy this. I need to play these games. Like they just have to do that. They cannot afford to
And
not do
Nintendo's done
that.
that. Nintendo, well,
They can't have another Wii U launch, basically. They can't have another, okay, yeah, you could get this, and we have these games, but
yeah.
I mean, on the past console, you have these
Because I was
games
about
which
to
are
say, like,
better
I was the only reason
prepared.
why I froze because the Switch kind of had that launch. The Switch
Yeah,
had
the
at
Switch
launch
did.
the 1-2 Sports. It had, I mean, 1-2 Switch. It had what arms, and it really just didn't have nothing that was like you need to buy a Switch. And Breath of the
Breath of the
Wild
Wild was
was
a
that,
Wii U game.
but yeah, like I was about to say, that's really a Wii U
Same
game that
with
was just
Mario
ported over.
Kart.
Right. So they really didn't just have like, and it took like the Switch a year or two to really hit its stride. And when it did, it didn't let go. But I do feel like they need a Wii level launch. I still don't think that they've had a launch as big as the Wii since the Wii. As far as like, holy hell, you need to get this console.
Yeah,
The Wii
no.
was like that, and I remember that just from being a little kid. But they need something like that. And Mario Kart is great, but I feel
We're gonna
like
need a little
I said,
more.
a 3D Mario game.
Give
And
us.
like I said, it doesn't even need to be like something super gimmicky. Like it could just be a good solid lineup of games. Like I said, a new Mario Kart, 3D Mario. If they brought back a classic game, whether it be an Excite Bike or F Zero or Punch Out, something like that, to be like, oh wow, okay, Nintendo reaching in a bag a little bit. A new a sports game done right or something like that. Just really dig in their bag a little bit at launch, and a GameCube collection that would sell a lot of
A
people
GameCube
in of
collection would
itself.
sell it itself.
Exactly.
Like if they
And if
tell
they
you,
really
hey,
get one, if they could
exclusive
do a
to the Switch
GameCube
2.
and a Wii. because all a Wii
If
is a
they do,
GameCube with motion control.
if they do a Wii collection, the Switch 2 will be the most sold and greatest console of all time. 2-in-1. I don't think they're gonna do it. I really don't think they're gonna do it. But if they did
Elijah,
that, if Nintendo locked the
Elijah,
fuck in, Chris,
Wii Sports.
we would be looking at like, I don't, words would not be able to describe just how
Online OG Wii
it,
Sports.
because you got to think that would mean the Switch 2 would contain basically the entire Nintendo Switch lineup, because confirmed backwards compatibility both digitally and physically. So basically the entire Switch lineup, Wii lineup with continuous support and continuous games added. GameCube lineup with continuous support and continuous game added, including online to some of our fan favorite classics like Mario Kart Double Dash, which would 100% be included. The Nintendo 64 collection, the SNES collection, the Game Boy collection. I think though, if they're playing it smart, they would give us the GameCube and the DS on launch. GameCube and DS collection on launch. That is printing money at that point. Printing money, because the DS was also a big game during our time period, where it was like if you didn't have the Wii or the GameCube, you had the DS. So I think if they do both of
the only thing we didn't have was the DS, which is crazy.
Because our cousins had the DS. We were the only ones that didn't.
Had DS. We had Game Boys.
Yeah, we had the Game Boys. But yeah, I feel like if they just do that, they got it. Like, you don't even have to show us anything good as far as games go. Give us a GameCube and DS collection, you're sold. You've sold us. Our body is ready.
Yep. But yeah, we Switch. I said we. I was gonna say we too. The Switch 2 is looking hype. Still some questions left unanswered, but me and Lodge will be streaming it. Probably maybe even with Josh. The April 2nd show to see what was going to be there, the hype and things like that. But moving on, I did want to go into some games that are coming out, but we'll probably say that for another episode. I will go into, and this can be our last segment for today, a game that came out in 2024, but that has been carrying 2025 so far and showing no signs of stopping. Marvel Rivals, Marvel baby.
we gotta talk about Rivals. I feel like it would be a cardinal sin to not talk about Rivals right now.
Can I start off with this one? I know. Well, I'll let you. You start.
No,
I'm just gonna say this one statement. I haven't been in a honeymoon phase with a game like this since I got into Rocket League, bro. Like, there's not too many days I can go without playing Rivals. I'm dead honest with you.
I'm not gonna hold you. Rivals is one of the only games that I eat, I sleep, I breathe, and I think about Marvel Rivals. That game, like, I was thinking like, oh, we're gonna really go over the time limit.
Today, I heard the sounds in my head, bro. I heard Legendary. I heard the sounds in my head. That game
is so fun to a point to where it's too addictive. Like, it's actually too addictive. It's to the point to where I go over my bedtime that I set for myself for the sake of playing Rivals, and usually, like, when I'm staying up late at night and I'm playing games, I will get to a point to where I'm tired, to the point to where I'm just like, okay, well, it's been fun, I'm having fun, but I just can't do it anymore. Rivals does not have that effect. If I am playing Rivals, I could probably pull off some Minecraft level hours on Rivals just from the sheer fun factor of the game. And that's with any class I'm playing. This is not like one class specific. No, I could be playing tank, healer, or DPS and be having the same amount of fun. Like, that game, I feel like they have truly learned from those that came before them and mastered the 6v6 formula. And the biggest fear I had about Rivals, going from season 0 into season 1, was how are they going to take care of balancing? How are they going to take care of new hero releases? From what it looks like, balances are great. They're making the right adjustments. They're not tweaking anything towards too strong and not making anything too weak, except Black Widow. And as far as new character arrivals, we don't have to worry about them tweaking characters for the sake of you playing the new character. New character is here. It's free, by the way, completely free. You can get it. You can play them immediately once you hop into the game. But I mean, they're either gonna be hit or miss. Of course, you have to give it some time so people can learn how to like use them in the most effective and efficient way. But the
Right.
characters themselves, they're gonna have that unique twist to it. And I mean, you're either gonna play them or you're not. But at the end of the day, they're gonna be like fair and balanced characters, and that's what I love about Rivals. They took everything that the other 6v6 shooters have made me afraid of, and they have shown me that no, we're not going to do this to you. We're going to treat you right. How Valorant nerfs your agent so you play our new agent, we're not going to do that to you. We're going to release this new agent. If they need some balances, we'll give them that. But if you're not playing them, that's fine. If you want to keep playing who you've been playing, go ahead. But it's always going to be there for you for free. How Overwatch had the issue of just completely fucking meta shifting the entire game and making some characters unusable. Rivals doesn't do that. Hawkeye and Hella were dominating the season 0 meta. Hawkeye is still perfectly viable. Like some people will say, oh, he's not as good. Womp womp. People can get closer to you. You can't just sit in the back lines like a bitch anymore. He's still perfectly viable. Hella is still perfectly viable. She just has a little less
And
health
they're still
now.
being highly played.
Yes, yeah, exactly. But let's look at the buffs they did. They made Storm usable. They made Cap a little better. They made Venom very, very usable now. Like they're still like, come on now. They got it, bro. They got the sauce. They got the sauce, bro. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, that's pretty much all it could come down to. It feels like everything about that game just hits. The queue times hits,
Oh
the
my
roster
god.
hits, the fan service hits. Not just talking about the body, like not just that, but like for Marvel fans, like
Dialogues.
yeah, right. The depiction of
Dialogues.
these characters, making people interested in these characters and their lores and stuff. Because I'm a Moon Knight fan now. I've realized I'm more like Moon Knight than I ever have before. We're both stupid, but I love it because of that. I love him because of that. You know what I mean? So the fan service, you know, obviously the models and stuff like that, but it goes deeper than that. The gameplay is fun. Like you said, you can play multiple different characters. It's not like I just play this one character. Oh, somebody took my character. Okay, I'm leaving. No, you go play a whole different role and still have fun. And it's one of those games that you really just cannot play once. In fact, I think the only time I've done that it was last night because I was exhausted because I left the gym and I came home and played Rivals, and I just could not stay up much longer. That was after I spent like 2 hours on Fighters, by the way, and I was just exhausted. But yeah, it's possibly multiplayer game of the year, and it's
Possibly
one of
it
those things
is.
to where I originally thought that this game was gonna come out and it was gonna come and go. I thought, especially after Concord, after seeing that flop, I thought this was gonna be another over. I thought this was gonna be an Overwatch clone that Marvel just put their characters over to get a cheap buck or something like that that they really didn't put a lot into, and they really did put a lot into this
Yep.
game and making sure it performs well. I don't even lag in this game,
I don't
or
either.
it,
I had that
it's
one time with the
one
streams, but once I figured out how to get over that, it runs like butter. Like in my latest video, it
exactly.
runs like butter.
Yeah, like everything just goes well with that game, and it's just so easy to pick up and play. If I really wanted to nitpick, I could, but I mean, even it's not scamming you with prices or cosmetics or nothing like that. Like you said, you get all new characters free. It's a hell of a game. It's a hell of a package. And I'm gonna play it tonight when we get done with this. I kind of want to play it. It's like one of those things that once you start talking about it
You
and
want to
once you
play
start
it. Like,
remembering it, you want to
if
play
it
it.
wasn't for the
Exactly. You
fact that I
want to get
have to
into it.
stream Minecraft tonight, I would be playing Rivals, and I'm probably gonna play Rivals after I stream Minecraft.
Exactly. Like it's literally one of those games that it makes me look at other games. It's like, why am I spending $70 on Call of Duty? Why are people still doing that? Why would you spend $40 on Concord? Why would you spend all this money on all these other games when Marvel Rivals is free?
Free 99.
It's like
Oh shit! I accidentally
exactly.
unplugged my mic.
It's crazy. And I think this game's got a bright future ahead of it. I think it's gonna be here for some time. So I don't want to get into like all the beef with that in Overwatch. That's not what this is about. I mean, you're always gonna have people arguing back and forth about that type of stuff. Me and Elijah talk about it sometimes behind the scenes, and maybe we'll open a floor to that one day. But you know, I love Marvel Rivals.
That
I love where it's
that
at. People obviously loves the numbers don't lie.
I'm not
The
gonna
numbers
lie.
don't lie.
That was low key gonna be my topic for next week was a Rivals v Overwatch, but I thought
I'm gonna have to get Vaughn and Josh in there for that one because
I
they
don't
play
want to
big
get
game.
on into it, but there's no way we could have an hour long just actually like good discussion, like non-ignorant discussion about Rivals v Overwatch. I just think I have a different one for next week though.
All right. So, yeah, we didn't get to literally everything, but we got to most of the stuff. I was just gonna go into like smaller 2025 games like Virtua Fighter, Monster Hunter, but we got all year. There's no rush.
Yeah.
GTA 6 not coming out.
Oh, we'll definitely share that, and probably honestly it might come up next during our next podcast. I keep saying next week. We're not doing this weekly, but just the next podcast. It should be
Right.
the week after next,
We're gonna
but
stay consistent on it. We got
yeah.
y'all though.
But yeah, so whenever we do the next podcast, it has the potential of coming up. I'm not gonna tell you what the topic is. I already know it. I already have it, and so yeah.
I don't even want to know it. Don't you even tell me.
Oh no,
I
you
just
won't.
want to come in
You
blind.
won't.
All right, there we go. But yep, I think that's it for now. This was I like this. I like this format we got. So next time you will ask the questions, and I'll be giving you my spiel on stuff, and we'll just keep alternating back and forth. Hopefully, one day we can at least get the old man on here, Jonathan, the old wizard guy. And,
I want to have
it would
man
be
on
fun to
here
have
for
on there.
someday. Maybe
Man and
when we
Monster.
do the Xbox episode, we gotta get them on. When we do the Xbox episode, we gotta get them on, especially man.
If we can, if they're down, I'm down. If we get both of them on there, because both of them will have longer insight than even us, because they was the ones that got us into Xbox.
Exactly. I think
So.
we'll think about that later. We gotta wrap it up.
Yeah, we gotta wrap it up. So. This is episode 1 of the Yapcast podcast. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all so much for watching. Go follow Levi850 and go subscribe to him on his YouTube and all his other social media platforms. Follow me as Steadman or SteadXman. That's pretty much the thing on all of my social media platforms. But go subscribe to YouTube and subscribe to the podcast. Like, share, and we out of here. Peace. Yapping it up.